Let's talk about the other war in West Asia. The region remains on the edge. On Thursday, Israel carried out airstrikes in southern Lebanon. At least 52 of them, 52 strikes. They hit more than 100 rocket launchers. The rocket launchers belong to Hezbollah. Israel says these launchers were ready to be fired, so it took them out. There's no news of casualties. But these were some of the most intense strikes that Israel has ever carried out, and it's in tune with its actions this week. On Tuesday, thousands of pagers exploded across Lebanon. 12 people were killed in the pager attacks. More than 3,000 were injured. The country was mourning its dead when there was another wave of attacks. This one targeted walkie-talkies. It killed 20 people. 450 others were injured. Of course, the target here was one group, and that is the Hezbollah. They suffered a wave of attacks. How do they plan to respond? Well, the Hezbollah claims it is hitting back. On Thursday, the group carried out 17 attacks. They hit military sites in Israel.
There is no doubt that the aggression that occurred was a major one. And as I said before, unprecedented. And it will be met with a just punishment from where they can expect and far from their expectations. War crimes or a declaration of war, you can call it anything, and it deserves those words.
You heard him. Hassan Nasrallah calls this a declaration of war. It's not clear what this war will entail. Nasrallah did not share details, but their posture appears defensive. Look at Nasrallah's speech, for example. It was a TV address. The Hezbollah leader has not given a speech in person since 2006. He only gives televised speeches. Usually they're live broadcasts, but not this one. Because 20 minutes into his speech, Beirut witnessed another attack. It was Israeli jets. They flew close to the capital, close enough to break the sound barrier. It led to a wave of sonic booms. Windows and houses were shaking. The jets dropped flares and sent residents fleeing for cover. And during all of this, Nasrallah did not even flinch once, which means that the speech was most likely recorded before. And where is the Hezbollah leader? Well, no one knows. The party leadership is also missing. They usually watch these broadcasts live, but on Thursday, they were not present either. Meanwhile, the citizens of Lebanon are rattled. They're staying away from devices in the fear that any of them could explode next.
It's a massacre. It's a crime, isn't it? Or it has different description. The one who did it is a criminal. Is more than criminal. Is a monster.
I have relatives and friends who were hurt a bit. You know, an event like this is significant and unprecedented, so of course, we were a bit depressed about it.
All of this raises one possibility, a full-blown war between Israel and Hezbollah. And the world is certainly worried. France wants both sides to de-escalate. The UK has called for a ceasefire. The US wants them to explore a diplomatic solution. So they're all making the right noises, none of which has deterred Israel. It knew the risks, but it carried out the operations nonetheless. And this is their justification, the northern border, the one that Israel shares with Lebanon. Since the Hamas attack on October 7th, Israel and Hezbollah have traded fire almost daily, and that has made this northern border dangerous. So the residents here had to be moved. Now Israel wants them to return home. And the only way to do it is to weaken Hezbollah and secure this border. The Israelis may have achieved a part of their goal. This morning, they lifted restrictions in the area so residents can move here freely. But the question is, for how long? Yes, the Hezbollah is battered. This was the biggest security breach in the group's history, so they will take time to recuperate. But that does not mean that this is an end to the conflict. Hezbollah may no longer be impenetrable. Their communications may be compromised, but do remember, they are under immense pressure. They cannot afford to look weak. So they will be forced to respond, and that means the possibility of a full-blown conflict still remains alive.